In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to do an inverted unicorn. With this one, you can do it in a few different arm positions, so I'll show you the options when we get there. So you're going to come into this from an outside leg hang, so make sure you can do that pretty confidently. So you'll come up into your outside leg hang. Now from here, you're going to push your torso and hips away from the pole so you can bring your free leg onto the pole. So you want to bring your Achilles onto the pole, not the sole of your foot. Okay? So back of your heel on the pole. And then grip number one that you can do is your baseball grip. So I like to grab as close to my top knee as possible as I really squeeze my top leg. And then I start to side bend over as I reach for the outside of my ankle and twist my chest open. So I'm really squeezing with my top knee and holding with the hand that's on the pole. And you want to try and get your hips pretty flush to the pole. So you can think about sliding this leg down towards the base of the pole to help you get your hips open more towards the pole. And obviously, that is something that comes with practice. And then to come out, you can just lift back up, and then you can really come out of this however way you want. If you're close to the ground, you can just push and then come down, or you can reverse to your straddle and then come all the way down from there. So that was one grip that you can do. Two other grips that you can do for your inverted unicorn is claw grip. So instead of holding like this in your baseball grip, you can do a claw grip. Some people actually prefer this one because it might feel like it gives you a little bit more grip since you have this part of your arm on the pull as well instead of just your hand. And then the other grip that you can do is your elbow grip on the pole as well, which can feel a little more challenging because elbow stuff can be a little bit more sensitive sometimes. So I'll show you that again, going into claw grip. So here, push, bring my Achilles onto the pole. Now, instead of reaching up with this hand, since I'm doing claw grip, I'm going to slide my hand through and then place my peace fingers on either side of the pole. From there, everything else is the same. I release my top hand, side bend over, try to catch my ankle and open my chest, sliding my bottom foot down to try and get my hips more flush to the pole. And then to come out, I lift back up, hands to the pole, and then from there, this leg can come out, straddle, and back down. So that's the exit where you completely reverse it, or like I showed before, you can just push off and away from the pole if you have that type of control to come back down onto your feet. So that was your claw grip. Next up is your elbow grip. I do recommend trying this trick though in your baseball or claw grip first, and then moving on into your elbow grip once you're feeling pretty solid there. So with your elbow grip, you want to really make sure that you're squeezing actively with your bicep, like you're trying to pull your hand in, okay? Because you want to make sure you feel that grip there. So another tip as well, you might have seen me kind of jump up into my invert a little bit. That's just so that I can clear the ground since I know that I'm going to be bringing my straight leg down. So you could also come into this from just a little bit of a climb just to make sure your foot doesn't hit the floor and then you run out of space on your pole. Okay, so again, the entry is the same. So now to do elbow grip, you take your inside leg, thread it between the pole and your leg. Hook your elbow onto the pole, squeeze your palm towards your chest, and then side bend. And everything else is the same here. So I'm really squeezing my palm towards my chest, gripping with my elbow, as well as my top knee. To come out, I re-grab, release my elbow, and then reverse. Okay? So it's just this action. So if I'm here, okay, and then I want to connect my elbow, hand goes between pole and leg, palm faces my face as I pull it in, or more so towards my chest by the time I side bend. So I squeeze here, and then I go into my side bend from there, okay? So those are a few different grips that you can play with for your inverted unicorn. And the technique is the same for all of them, aside from the arm grip. That's changing from your baseball to claw to elbow. So you can play with that. And the more you get familiar with that, because it is a little bit of a bendy skill as well, you need a good side bend as well as open inner thighs and hips. Over time, once those parts of your body open up, you'll be able to get your hips more flush to the pole, and you'll be able to make your side bend look a little bit more spacious, because over time, you want to avoid it looking too cramped where your shoulders like doing one of these, like really close to the side of your head. So you want to think about drawing your shoulder down to create some space, just so that the shape doesn't look so squished. But over time, that will come. Until then, just focus on getting used to the different grips, getting used to using your knee to keep you here, and then working on opening your chest in your side bend for this skill.